Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka. Welcome back to my kitchen once again. As we all know that New Year is round the corner and we have a New Year bash in our building. So I'll be preparing dessert. I'm preparing chocolate cake with ganache and walnut topping on that. So let's quickly see the ingredients to it. So for the cake, we'll be needing 2 cups of granulated sugar, then 1 plus 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour or maida, then 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. This is unsweetened cocoa powder. If you like, you can take sweetened ones also. Then 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda. I have taken half a teaspoon of coffee powder. This is the normal coffee powder which we use at home. Then half a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, then 2 large eggs. I have taken here 1 cup of whole milk, it's full fat milk, then 1 cup of water and half a cup of oil. So let's start now. Before starting up with the ingredients, first of all I would like to tell you that make sure your oven is preheated to 350 Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Then I have lined my tin with parchment paper or baking paper, and I have also greased it very nicely with vegetable oil or butter, whatever you like. So I'll quickly now move to the ingredients and mix them. So first of all, we are going to mix our dry ingredients together. I'm going to sift the all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to add the cocoa powder, the baking soda, baking powder, salt, and I'm going to sift it. I've sifted all my dry ingredients together and I'm going to mix it well so that all the ingredients are mixed well together. Now to this I'm going to add the sugar. This is 2 cups of sugar, and again I'm going to mix it well. Now, keeping aside the dry ingredients, I'm going to mix all the wet ingredients. First I'll take eggs and I'm going to beat them. I've beaten the eggs. Now to this I'm going to add the milk. This is on room temperature, and half cup of vegetable oil. Oil really moisten the cake very nicely. To this I'm going to add vanilla essence and I'm going to mix them. Here I have boiled the water which I have told you earlier, and to this I'm going to add the coffee powder and give it a mix. Now in the dry ingredients I'm going to make a well. And I'm going to add all the wet ingredients together plus the hot water which I told you. Coffee gives a very nice kick to the chocolate cake. If you don't like coffee, then don't put it. It's absolutely alright. And I'm going to mix all these ingredients very nicely, but do not over mix it. It might compress the cake a bit. So I'm just going to mix it and then I'm going to use my spatula. I've mixed all the ingredients very nicely, and this kind of a consistency is very good because this kind of a consistency will make your cake very moist. So I'll put all these things into a baking dish. Now I'll transfer all the ingredients in a tin. Now I'm going to transfer this cake tin to the oven which is already preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. The cake was into oven for exactly 60 minutes. After 50 minutes what I did is I poke my knife into it, and when my knife came out completely clean, that means the cake was ready, and I took it out from the oven. Every oven has its own power, so you can check it after 40 minutes when you feel like your cake is almost done, and when your knife comes out clean, that means it's ready. Now I'll be doing the frosting for the cake. The most important thing for the frosting is make sure that your cake is completely cooled. Secondly, I'm going to make a ganache or a chocolate sauce, which I'm going to pour it over the cake. Secondly, I'm also going to prepare a Nutella filling, which I'm going to fill it between the layers of the cake, which will make it more moist and more delicious. So let's quickly see the ingredients. So for the chocolate sauce or ganache, here I have taken 200 ml of full cream. This is also known as double cream or whipping cream. Then I have taken 200 grams of chocolate. I have chopped it into small cubes. If you get the chocolate chips, then it's alright. You can use that also. Then I have taken, this is a semi-sweet chocolate. It has 50% of cocoa. Then I have taken 3 to 4 tablespoons of this is icing sugar or powdered sugar. Then few of the walnuts. It's half of the cup of walnuts. I have finely chopped them. I have got this Nutella. This is hazelnut butter. If you want, you can take any of the peanut butter also, but it's very easily available and it gives a very nice flavor to the cake. So let's get started now. So first of all, in a pan, I'm going to heat the cream. So the cream is quite hot. We need not to boil it. Now I'm going to sim it and pour all the chocolate into it. We'll leave it for another 10 to 15 seconds like this only, and then I'm going to whisk it. Now I'm going to mix it with a whisk, and now I'll turn off the heat and we'll keep it aside. I'll also add a tablespoon of unsalted butter. Earlier I forgot to show you all, it gives a very nice glaze. So I'm adding just a tablespoon of unsalted butter to it. Now I'll add 3 to 4 teaspoons of powdered sugar to it, and I'll give it a mix. Our chocolate ganache is ready now. It's very thin right now. We'll keep it aside so that it gets cooled also, and secondly it's get a bit thickened so that when we are going to pour it, so it gets stabilized very easily on the cake. Here I have taken 2 tablespoons of Nutella. To this I am going to add just 2-3 tablespoons of cream, and I'm going to mix it. So I have mixed Nutella and cream together, and this will be the inside filling of the cake. So let's get started now. Here I have placed the cake over the turning table. If you don't have a turning table at your home, you can take any plate and put it over it, so that you just need to rotate it a bit while decorating it. So that's why I've taken a turning table. You can take even plate, and I'll place the baking paper below the cake so that when I'm going to pour the chocolate over it, it doesn't get dirty and messy. As you can see, it's right now very uneven, so first we're going to shred it a bit so that it gets even, and then I'm going to slit it between so that it becomes into 2 equal halves. So first of all, I'm going to just level the cake. now I have leveled the cake, and now I'm going to slit it from the between. So as you can see, I'm keeping my palm over it, and I'm going to see the center with the eyeball, and now I'm going to just insert my knife over it, and slowly I'm going to rotate the table like this. You need not to insert your knife completely inside, you just need to rotate your table and it will be done. Now I've cut the cake into 2 halves. It's very moist, you can see, and it's very spongy. I'm going to keep one part aside and work with the next part. Here I've taken some sugar syrup. It's just sugar and water, that's it. I've mixed it well, and with the help of a brush I'm going to apply it over the cake. It will make cake a bit more moistened. So if you don't have a brush, you can apply it with a spoon even. So it makes the cake even more and more moist and a bit sweeter. So after applying the sugar syrup on both the parts, I'm going to apply the Nutella and cream filling over the cake. I'm going to spread it all over. After applying Nutella, what I'll do is, like whatever the this shreddings were there of the cake, I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to apply them over the cake. It will give a very nice flavor. I'm just going to gently press it so that it stick to the Nutella. Now over the top of it, I'm going to sprinkle the walnuts. It has just started looking very pretty. Now I'm going to put the other half of the cake over the top of the fillings. You have to work very gently because the cake is very soft, and gently press it. So our cake is now ready to be poured up with the chocolate ganache. I'm pouring it. First we'll pour half of the ganache over it for the crumb coat. So that the crumbs of the cake get set down very nicely. We just need to pour because it has a very nice consistency. It will come down on its own. So first we'll just apply a cake spatula. You can use a knife even. So I've done first layering of the cake, and now I'm going to keep it into the refrigerator for just 15 minutes so that it gets set very nicely. Then I'm going to do the second layering. Now the crumb coat was done and it was there into the refrigerator for 15 minutes. Now I'm going to pour the rest of the ganache for the second layering of frosting. You just need to pour it because of its falling consistency, it will come down on its own. So as you can see, I've poured a nice amount of ganache over the cake and it's very nicely coated. Now with the help of a spatula, this is the cake spatula, small one, I'm just rotating the cake and I'm working on the sides and they're getting smoother and smoother, as you can see. Now again I'm going to keep this into the refrigerator for just 10 minutes so that the chocolate gets set, and then I'm going to do the final coating. As you can see, the chocolate is well settled over the cake. I kept it for another 15 minutes into the refrigerator. If you want, you can leave it like this only. It has enough chocolate on it, and you you can decorate on your own, whatever you like. Since I have some ganache left with me, so I'm going to again pour a third layer over the cake, and as it gets cool, the ganache becomes thick and thick. I'm smoothening the sides just by holding the spatula like this and just rotating the table. It is going to smoothen up. Now for the decoration, I have got some chopped walnuts. I finely chopped them. I'm going to sprinkle it over the cake in the center. I've coated the entire cake with the walnuts. It's up to your choice. Whatever kind of a decoration you want, you can do it. Here I've got some wafers. I'm going to stick it over the cake like this, and since it's made up of nice chocolate, so it looks very good over it. Now right now it's looking very messy. When I'm going to take this butter paper out, wait, I'll just take it out with a very generous hand. I've taken out all the butter paper from below the cake, and you can see now there is no mess at all, and the cake is also looking so pretty and lovely. So it's done now. Our chocolate cake is ready now. It's looking yummy, and I'm totally ready for my New Year bash. For the written recipe, please visit my blog, and do not forget to subscribe me on my YouTube channel. Do visit my Facebook page. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.